Hey Joe, these videos usually go longer than I expect, so I'm going to try and go fast. When I go down to, let's show the bottom of my screen here, hopefully that kind of shows it. You can see I click on Zoom right here. As soon as I do that, this is the screen that comes up. And it's similar to the one you were seeing. Here it says new meeting. That's just basically an immediate meeting. Start with video or not. I wouldn't worry about your personal meeting ID. I wouldn't do the drop down. Just go ahead and click on new meeting when you do that. Join is if you already have like a code and a meeting ID, and people usually just use their phone number for that if they send it to you, but you don't need to worry about that if you are creating one for yourself. Really all you do is you open a new meeting, and then you grab the information and you email it to someone. I suppose you could text it to them too, but I'll show you how to do that. To schedule a meeting, you click on that, and of course you give it a title right here. Say what date you want to start it. Let's say you and I were going to do ours tomorrow. Right, it would be 4:15 tomorrow. Duration. 0 hours on this one, of course 45 minutes, that's what it is. Time zone on that, so all good to go. Then really all you have to do is click on schedule. It does open a calendar, so if you use Outlook you could do that, and you don't really have to worry about it too much. Advanced options, I wouldn't worry about this too much. Today when I started the meeting, I put you in a waiting room. I did it automatically actually. I do that with students, but you wouldn't need to do that, so you could have that unchecked or just not even worry about the advanced options. I do recommend using computer audio. The other option is letting people call in, and for lessons, it's hard for a business meeting. For lessons, it's probably even worse. So that's about it. Time zone is set there. Now I'm just going to click schedule, and you'll see that it asks me my account here. I have to do a couple of yes, it's okay, things. And then it pops up my calendar. You probably can't even see all of this. And it has that invite on here. I just save it to my calendar. But I'm going back to Zoom now. I'm going to close that other screen. And so it's set now. Now if I were to open up here and just click on meetings, it's going to tell me, where it is. So there it is, Mark Atkinson's meeting, 4:15 to 5 p.m. Right, it's got it on Tuesday, April 7th right there. There it is. And to open it, I would just, open up meetings and then click start. Let's go back to just the fast, easy way for you to do this, and that's just come here and simply click on new meeting. And you can see and the first thing that comes up, I mentioned this in the email, join with computer audio. So you're joined, you can see it's just a picture of me. So because I haven't started my video yet, so I'm going to make this thing fit. Now my settings say I start with the microphone muted and the camera muted also, turned off. You could do it however you want it, but notice how you get into the settings. It's either one of these little chevron signs right here. I click it, and it says go to audio settings right here, or if I clicked on this one, video settings, but really it opens up all the settings, and so it doesn't really matter. There I am. And so here's general, start Zoom. When I start Windows, it eats up a lot of CPU, so you don't need to do that. But you can just go through these questions. Video, it lets you, choose whatever camera you had, whether it's regular ratio. I wouldn't use high definition just because it eats, it's kind of makes it a little spottier. Turn off my video when joining. That's why mine does that. But here's the main thing is your audio. And when people can't hear, 99% of the time, it's just because they just need to do their settings here. Sometimes under speakers here, it will choose like a webcam or some other something that's not even a speaker, so they can't even hear. So just drop that down, choose the right thing, and coach your students in the same way. Same with this here. I have a microphone on my webcam, but I also have a desktop microphone, which is a much better quality. So if you decide to do this over time, I would get a desktop off Amazon, microphone off Amazon or something, and it helps it a lot. And here's also mute my microphone when I join. So that's why it does that. And you can just go through all these settings, but those are the main ones, really the main one. 99% of the time, if you come and set your audio here, you're good to go. And it saves itself, so you can just go ahead and close it. So I'm going to start my video and unmute myself just like I did when you and I were talking. And now you've got it, right? So let's say I want to show, you know, a music score, so a beat or something. I'm going to come down here to share screen. And notice you can also do something where you share one person at a time, or share multiple participants can share. I would just leave it at one person. And so close that. And then I'm going to click share. It gives me some options. I can share just a specific program. Anything I have open, I can click on it and share that. I like to share my screen because that way anything I open, it shows it. You can also do a whiteboard. So I'm going to do whiteboard just real quick, just for fun. And it just gives you all these controls. I'm going to make it smaller to make sure that you can see it. Let's see, oh good, I moved that around. Yeah, so there's the whiteboard and all these little things up here, just pretty standard stuff. And if I want to do text, I can, you know, type in there like that. I can do some drawing if I want to. Let's see. I have to choose something, I guess. There's do some drawing. And I can change, it says format, but that really means color. So I change the color. And of course I can clear it off, clear all drawings, clear my drawing, whatever, clear them all off, clear the other person's drawings. You can both use it at the same time, you and a student, so I'm going to clear them all off. And I'm going to close this out. And then I'm going to go back. Here we are again to share screen. See, my video is going way over. I'll try and stop at 10 minutes, but this will be helpful. I also want to show you how to manage chat and participants. That's important too. So share screen. This time I'm just going to say go with the screen. So now you see the whole thing. It includes my controls. Hopefully you see all that. This isn't like its own self, but here I can move the controls around if I find a blank spot. And then here we are right here. And then let's say I want to, then I just go ahead and open up something that I want, you know, to show to a student or whatever. So I'm going to go in here to my little drumming thing, and 26 first rudiments. I don't even where I got this thing. Oh, that's probably, oh yeah. This is, I think this is what you shared with me, and I either you sent it to me or I scanned it. But there it is. You can go through that, which is kind of cool. So I'll close that. Open up any file you want to. Now I'm going to close this. Oh, here's the P2 thing, right? Also that I've been playing. The picture. Ah, that's a picture you took. You're famous now on my computer. Okay, let's close that out. So now you have a handle on that. Here's two other things to notice real quick. Manage participants. This is a floating box right here. And also manage participants. Oh, the chat. I'm going to have to select chat because I don't have enough room on my screen for everything. But there's the chat. Normally it just kind of pops up in the top right. So anyway, they'll show up here. You have the option of chatting just with one specific person. My guess is you're only going to have one person at a time. But here you'll have the option as the host of muting someone. Like if, you know, the dog's barking, people don't know what you're hearing. So if one of your students has a dog barking or kids in the background, or you know the television's going, generally when you're teaching online, you want all your students to stay muted unless they're speaking, and then as soon as they're done speaking, to mute again. So you can mute that. If you had someone else here, you know, on here, like when you were there, you'd have more options for, you know, video, turning their video on and off. And believe it or not, you can actually throw someone out of a meeting if they're misbehaving. If you're teaching a webinar or something, you know, that's there. If you ever do that, let me know and I'll come be your host and we'll make it work. Anyway, there you go. 9 minutes, 35 seconds. I'm going to stop and see what I can find out about using GoPro with Zoom. All right. Let me know what questions you have, and I'll talk to you later.